Hello friends, welcome to today's lecture. We are studying our first module, atoms. In the previous lecture, we have studied the total angular momentum for the atom. In this lecture, let us study the term symbols. So, we'll study the term symbols and rules for writing term symbols. In the previous lectures, we have seen three types of angular momenta for the atom: orbital angular momentum, spin angular momentum, and total angular momentum. The three momenta may be expressed in terms of the quantum numbers L, S and J as L vector is equal to square root of L into L plus 1, S vector is equal to square root of S into S plus 1, and J vector is equal to square root of J into J plus 1. So, in order to symbolize the different states, the term symbols are used. The term symbol for a particular atomic state may be written as twice S plus 1 Lj, where the numerical superscript gives the multiplicity of the state. S is the total spin quantum number, and therefore twice S plus 1 is the spin multiplicity, that is the maximum number of different possible states of J for a given Ls combination. The numerical subscript gives the total angular momentum quantum number J values, and the value of the orbital quantum number is expressed by the letter at the middle, right? So for L with different L values, so for L is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we use different symbols as capital S, capital P, D, F and G, etc. Let us study some examples. So for S is equal to half and L is equal to 2, multiplicity is given by twice S plus 1, which is equal to 2 into half plus 1, which is equal to 2. Since for L is equal to 2, we have D state, right? And therefore, J will take values as J is equal to L plus S to modulus of L minus S. That is only two values, that is 5 by 2 or 3 by 2. Thus, the term symbol is equal to twice S plus 1 Lj. So that is 2d 5 by 2 and 2d 3 by 2, which are to be read as doublet d 5 halves and doublet d 3 halves respectively. Here, since L is greater than equal to S, the multiplicity is same as the number of different energy states, that is J values. Let us study some examples. For S is equal to 1, L is equal to 1. Multiplicity is twice S plus 1 is equal to 2 into 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. Since for L is equal to 1, we have P state, and J will take values as J is equal to L plus S to L minus S, that is 2, 1 or 0, and thus the term symbol we can write as twice S plus 1 Lj, right? So we have three values of J, and therefore we can write three terms 3p2, 3p1 and 3p0, which we can read as triplet p2, triplet p1 and triplet p0, right? So this multiplicity, we say multiplicity is 3, that means the triplet states, that means we have three different energy levels corresponding to three different values of J, right? Here, since L is greater than or equal to S, the multiplicity is same as the number of different energy states, again the J values, right? Now for S is equal to 3 by 2, L is equal to 1, multiplicity we can write twice S plus 1 is equal to 2 into 3 by 2 plus 1 is equal to 4. Since for L is equal to 1, we have P state, therefore we can calculate the J values as 5 by 2, 3 by 2 or 1 half only. That means we get only three values of J. Thus the term symbol we can write twice S plus 1 Lj, which is equal to quartet P 5 halves, quartet P 3 halves and quartet P 1 half respectively. Here, since L is less than S, there are only three different values of J. That means 3 different energy states only. But since multiplicity is twice s plus 1 is equal to 4, we describe the term as quartet, right? So this term we write as quartet, but we have actually 3 values of J only. That means only 3 energy states, but multiplicity is 4, therefore we have to specify it as a quartet. Just like we have derived the term symbol from L and S values, the reverse process is also easy. If a term symbol is given for a particular atomic state, we can determine the quantum number L, S and J for that state. So let us take an example for 3s1 state, that means triplet S1 state. So for this we have this superscript 3 that gives us multiplicity, and that from multiplicity we know the multiplicity is 3, and hence we get S is equal to 1 because multiplicity is twice s plus 1, and therefore we get S is equal to 1. That means total spin is equal to 1, or total spin quantum number equal to 1. The middle symbol that represent the state or orbital, that is L value, and from here S means the state is L equal to 0, right? And the value at the subscript gives us quantum number values or J values. So here J is equal to 1. That means we can easily determine the S, L and J values from the given term symbol. Let us take another example. So 2p 3 by 2, that means doublet p 3 halves. So in this case doublet p 3 halves, so multiplicity is twice s plus 1 is equal to 2, hence S is 1 half. The middle term is P, that means L is equal to 1, and at the subscript we have 3 by 2 or 3 halves, that gives us the J value, and therefore J value is 3 by 2. One thing one should remember is that the term symbol tells us only about the total spin, total orbital and grand total momenta of the whole atom. However, it does not tell anything about the states of the individual electrons in the atom, not even how many electrons contributed to the total angular momentum. So in this example, S is equal to 1 half implies that the atom has odd number of electrons, in which one electron has unpaired spin. So there may be 1 electron or 3 electrons or 5 electrons. That means the 1 electron has unpaired spin, right? So here first 2 electrons they are paired spin, the last electron has unpaired spin. Here out of the 5 electrons, 4 electrons they are paired, so 1 electron has unpaired spin, and therefore we get the total S is equal to 1 half in each case, right? So we cannot determine how many number of electrons they are actually contributing to our S value, right? Further, the L is equal to 1 value implies that there may be 1 p electron or 1 p and 2 s electrons or any other combination with 1 p electron, right? So normally it is not important to determine how many contributing electrons are there. It is only important, or we are only interested in the energy state of the atom as a whole. Therefore we use the term symbols to explain the spectral lines in the atoms. Now let us study how to determine the term symbol from given electronic configuration. So let us take an example of hydrogen atom. So we know the ground state electronic configuration of hydrogen as 1s1. So only 1 electron is there with spin in the upward direction, and therefore S is equal to 1 half, and hence multiplicity is twice s plus 1, which is equal to 2. Since 1s electron it is in S state, right? And therefore L is equal to 0. J takes values as J is equal to L plus S equal to 1 half only, because L is 0 and therefore J has only one value, that is 1 half, and therefore term symbol can be written as 2s 1 half, right? Now let us consider the example of helium atom. So ground state electronic configuration of helium is 1s2. 2 electrons in the helium, they will be paired, right? So one electron with the up spin and another electron with the down spin. The two electrons with spin paired, and therefore S1Z is equal to plus half and S2Z is equal to minus half, and therefore total S is equal to 0, right? So hence the multiplicity is twice S plus 1 is equal to 1. Both the electrons are S electron, therefore it is S state, and therefore L is equal to 0. J values are given by J is equal to L plus S. So L is 1, L is also 0 and S is also 0, and therefore J is equal to 0, right? And term symbol we can write 1 as 0. That means for the helium atom the electronic shell configuration is complete, right? That means 1s shell is completely filled, and therefore we get the term symbol for helium as singlet as 0, right? So that means for all the atoms with completely filled orbitals have the same term symbol as singlet as 0. Now let us move to next atom, that is lithium. So ground state electronic configuration of lithium is 1s2, 2s1. These three electrons they will take different orbitals. So two electrons they will be paired in 1s orbital, and the third electron will go unpaired in the 2s orbital. Since the first two electrons, the 1s state is completely filled, it will not take part, and therefore only one electron in the 2s orbital will take part in the term symbol, right? And only one electron involved. Since 1s state is completely filled, it will not take part, and therefore only one electron in the 2s orbital will take part, and therefore we get total S is equal to 1 half, and hence multiplicity is twice S plus 1 is equal to 2. So outer one electron in S state, and therefore L is equal to 0. J takes values as J is equal to L plus S is equal to 1 half, right? And therefore the term symbol we can write as doublet S half. So the term symbol is same as hydrogen. That means in the case of hydrogen we have one unpaired electron, and here in the case of lithium also we have one unpaired electron, and the term symbols for hydrogen and lithium are same. From that we can easily say that the term symbol for one electron atoms is same, and it is equal to doublet S half, right? So this term symbol is the ground state term symbol. Let us move to the carbon atom. So the ground state electronic configuration for carbon is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So the first two orbitals we can say 1s2. So this shell 1s shell is completely filled, and this 2s subshell is also completely filled. So we are left with only 2p shell in which two electrons are there, and these two electrons they will go with their spins unpaired in two different suborbitals of p, right? And therefore these spins are parallel, and therefore we get Sz values as S1Z is equal to plus half and S2Z is equal to plus half, and therefore we get total S is equal to 1. So here S is plus half, S1Z is plus half, here also S1Z is plus half, and therefore we get total S is equal to 1, and hence multiplicity is equal to twice S plus 1 is equal to 3, and both the electrons are p. Since both the electrons in the p orbital we have capital L is equal to 1, so for L is equal to 1 we have three values of Lz, that is minus 1, 0 and plus 1, right? So for first electron we take the Lz value as 1, and for the second electron we take Lz value as 0 because it is in the second suborbital, and hence L is equal to summation over Lij is equal to 1. So J takes values as J is equal to L plus S to L minus S is equal to 2, 1 and 0, and therefore we can write term symbol as triplet. So multiplicity is 3, and therefore triplet P 2, 1, 0 as the term symbol. So here we can see that we have three possible terms, that is triplet P2, triplet P1 and triplet P0. So out of these three, which one represent the exact or correct ground state of carbon atom? how we can determine that? So there are certain rules to write the term symbols, and let us see the rules first. So rules for writing ground state term symbols. So first rule is start with the most stable electronic configuration. So in that case, full shells and subshells do not contribute to the overall angular momentum, so they are discarded. So here let us take an example of fluorine. So electronic configuration of fluorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. So here 1s2 and 2s2, they are completely filled. That means full shells or subshells, therefore they does not contribute, and only the last shell, that is 2p5, it will contribute to the term symbol. If all shells and subshells are full, then the term symbol is 1h0 that we have studied for helium atom, right? For example, neon has 10 electrons, so its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, and therefore the term symbol for neon is 1s0, right? Now second rule is that distribute the electrons in the available orbitals following the Pauli's exclusion principle. So let us take an example of fluorine. Again, electronic configuration of fluorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. So we know that the 1s2 and 2s2 are not contributing to the term symbol, only 2p5 is contributing, and therefore we can write for 2p5 for p electron, and therefore L is equal to 1, right? ML or LZ values are +1, 0 and -1. So we can tabulate these values of LZ, right? So first we fill the orbitals with highest ML or LZ values with 1 electron each, and assign a maximum MS, that is SZ, to them, that is SZ is equal to +half. Once all the orbitals in the subshell have 1 electron, add a second one following the same order, assigning MS is equal to -half to them. So in the case of fluorine, we have 2p5 and therefore we have 5p electrons. So we have paired these 3 electrons with spins in the upward direction and 2 electrons in the downward direction. So first we fill the orbital with highest ML or LZ value with 1 electron each, and assign a maximum MS, that is SZ, to them, that is SZ is equal to +half. So when the spin is up, we write SZ is equal to +half, and when spin is down, we write SZ is equal to -half. Once the orbitals in the subshell have 1 electron, add a second one following the same order. We add the second one. We give the ML or MS or SZ values as -half to them, right? So for upspin we write MS is equal to +half. For downspin we write MS is equal to -half. Third rule is the overall S is calculated by adding the MS values for each electron. So the overall S is calculated by adding the MS values for each electron, that is the same as multiplying 1/2 times the number of unpaired electrons. The overall L is calculated by adding the ML values for each electron. So if there are 2 electrons in the same orbital, then we add twice that orbital's ML value. So again we consider the example of fluorine. So here we have the p electrons, 5p electrons, and we have written them here. So for the up electrons we have MS is equal to +half. For down electrons we have MS is equal to -half. So capital L we can write summation over ML or summation over LZ. That means we have +half, 0, -half. So we have +1, 0 and -1 values. So we have 2 electrons here in the LZ is equal to +1 or ML is equal to +1. So 2 into +1 plus, again we have 2 electrons here, so 2 into 0 plus, here we have 1 electron, so it is 1 into -1 value, right? So total value of L we get as L is equal to 1. Same for S. So capital S we get summation over MS, right? When spin is up we put MS is equal to +half, and when spin is down we put MS or SZ as -half, and therefore we can write S is equal to +half, -half, plus half minus half plus half, which is equal to plus half, right? So we get total S is equal to plus half. Since L is equal to 1, we get P in spectroscopic notation. The fourth rule is to calculate the J. We calculate J as if less than half of the subshell is occupied, take the minimum value of that calculation, that is J is equal to modulus of L minus S. If more than half filled, then take the maximum value of J, that is J is equal to L plus S, right? So if the subshell is half filled, then L will be 0, so J is equal to S in that case, right? So we have three rules to calculate the J values. If the subshell is less than half filled, in that case we have to take the minimum value of J as the ground state, right? If if the subshell is more than half filled, in that case we have to take the maximum value of J as the ground state, and if the subshell is half filled, then in that case L is equal to 0, and therefore we get J is equal to S, right? So let us take an example of fluorine again. So here we have 5 electrons, right? So in the here we have L is equal to 1 and S is equal to plus half, and therefore J is equal to L plus S to L minus S. That means two values it can take, right? So 3 by 2 and 1 half. So which one will be the lower in energy, that we can determine by using these three rules, right? So here in our case the P level is more than half filled, right? Since this level is more than half filled, right, and therefore our lowest energy or ground state J value is J is equal to L plus S, and that is equal to 1 plus half is equal to 3 by 2, right? So the maximum value of J will be lowest in terms of energy, and therefore ground state J value will be 3 by 2. Let us take an example of fluorine again. So in the case of fluorine, we have 5 electrons in the p orbital, and L is equal to 1 and S is equal to plus half, and therefore J is equal to, J can take values as L plus S to L minus S. That means two values, 3 by 2 and 1 half. So which one will be lower in energy, that we can determine by using these three rules, right? So in the case of this 2p in the fluorine atom, what we have is it is more than half filled, right? So it is more than half filled, and therefore we have to apply the second rule, that means take the maximum value of J, right? So we take the maximum value of J as J is equal to L plus S, that is 1 plus half, which is equal to 3 by 2. So J is equal to 3 by 2 value will be lower in energy, or it represents the ground state term, right? So we can write the term symbol for fluorine as L is equal to 1, so that means P term, S is equal to 1 half, that means multiplicity is equal to twice S plus 1, which is equal to 2, and J is equal to 3 by 2. So ground state term symbol for fluorine can be written as 2S plus 1 Lj, that means ground state term symbol we can write as 2p 3 by 2, that means doublet p 3 halves. So let us again calculate the ground state term symbol for carbon atom. So we have seen for carbon atom the ground state electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. That means this 2p orbital has 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons they will go to suborbitals with their spins parallel. We can tabulate these electrons with different ml and ms values. Since both spins are off, we have ms or sz values as plus half for both electrons, and therefore we get total S is equal to 1. Hence multiplicity is equal to twice S plus 1 is equal to 3. Again both electrons in the p orbital. So for p orbital we have L is equal to 1, and ml or Lz values are plus 1, 0 and minus 1, right? So we put the first electron in the ml, maximum ml value, right? So that is plus 1, right? Second electron will go into ml is equal to 0, right? And therefore we get the values of L1z or ml1 is ml1 is equal to 1, and L2Z or ML2 is equal to 0, and hence total N is equal to summation over Lij, that means 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, right? So we get L is equal to 1, that means P state. J can be calculated as, so J take values as J is equal to L plus S to L minus S, that is 2, 1 or 0, that means 3 values of J, and therefore possible terms are triplet P 2, 1, 0, right? There are 3 terms, possible terms. So which one is the ground state? So that is determined by the rule number 4. That means whether this state is more than half filled or less than half filled, or it is half filled, right? So here in the case of less than half filled, what we have to use the rule as we have to take the lowest value of J, that means modulus of L minus S, that is 0 value, right? So therefore the ground state term symbol for carbon as it is triplet P0, right? In the case of carbon atom, the P state is less than half filled, hence the ground state is the state with lowest J value, that is 3P0. That is rule number 4. In the next lecture, we will study the spectrum of helium and the alkaline earths. Thank you.